They say it's not really being paranoid if everyone really is out to get you. And that's what was going on in Fillory tonight. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing The Magicians, Season 2, Episode 3, Divine Eliminations, instead of Divine... you got it. And tonight's episode is all about the little witches, the ones that were trying to steal magic last season, and this season are all about working with the beast. And once again, they go out of their way to humanize him. But before we get into that, there's a lot of sorts of messed up things and a spoiler or two along the way. So let's throw these up here. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So last week we learned that there was a curse put on the throne of Fillory. And this week we learned that it's literally the thrones of Fillory, which is kind of funny, but okay. The curse makes you super paranoid, and as such, are unable to work with anyone. And since the whole idea of the kingship is that it's going to be 4 kings, I guess that makes sense why he chose that particular curse. Stop your enemy from teaming up on you. Now, the plan on how to make it run its course, that was an interesting one. All we need to do is kill you. And it's something we've seen a couple of times this season on a couple of different shows. Alright, so we kill you, then we bring you back. On Lucifer, they did it with paddles. On a couple of shows, they've done it to send people to hell, or to send people here, or just to make you think they're dead. But at the end of the day, the trick's the same trick. Anything that says until you die, technically, can be used as you die and come back. Shows with magic sometimes even play with this type of thing, well, stories, with actual resurrections. Gandalf the Grey died, but Gandalf the White rose. That sort of thing. At the end of the day, it wasn't too original, but it wasn't too bad, and it was right within the scope of the things that they could think of and handle on their own without having to go for help. And I really like that. But to be honest, that whole part of the plot was just filler, as they were getting ready to take the battle to the beast. And you know what? I kind of liked that. The fact that they had to kind of come up with their own little thing to deal with before they had to deal with him. Because let's face it, he's way out of their league. And then there's what he was doing, but we'll get to that in a second, because I'm going to delay that craziness and talk about what their plan is. Using a shielding spell to confuse him. Using a big boom spell to destroy him, backed by god power. Let's not talk where the god power comes from. But anyway, it's a pretty decent plan if you think about it. Or, well, if you don't think about it, really. Because the big problem is anyone even half as powerful as they make the beast out to be, someone who could literally go toe-to-toe with a god, there's not really much that should be able to surprise him. And of course, they hit him at just the wrong time. So one more time, I'm going to throw this up here and say, big old warning, like seriously messed up, screwed up shit coming. Alright, so we have the beast and we have Julia, and we have the plan that involves having the other little witch become the patsy and the target for Renard. And the beast is going to cast this net over him, and that's going to stop him from being able to move or do any of his divinely things, which again, I want you to think about the fact that the beast can stop divine power. That's how powerful he is with his 6-fingered crazy castingness and his moth head BS. Alright, so of course the plan doesn't work right away. Why doesn't the plan work right away? Because Renard follows her home instead of attacking her right then and there, which in and of itself is fine. But then we learn out just how creepy and weird Renard is. I mean, what he does to the cat is just insane. He literally turns it living inside out, and then he bites off her fingers while she's casting because he feeds on the fear as much as he feeds on the person he's eating, because that's what he is. He's some sort of divine trickster spirit of pure evil who's only there to try to instill fear and madness before eating him. And of course, that moment when she needs him the most is when the magicians strike, and boom, grab him and bring him into Fillory to blow him up. And of course, blowing him up doesn't work because guess who gets in the way? But that's okay, because then we have that climactic showdown at the well. But before we do, we have that really, really gross moment. The number 2, taken in the Well of Magic, which I can only assume is yet more potty humor derived from the book. So, if anyone who's actually read the books, let me know if they're really that immature with their humor. Anyway, and then the big showdown, the one where we take the fight up to 11, and magic missiles get thrown, and fireballs get thrown, and you name it, they're doing it. As the two magicians of power, the one with the god power and the one with six fingers, go at each other. And it's pretty stupendous. And then we get what the build-up for all last season was. Magic that transcends the flesh. Remember, the brother disappeared because he cast too much magic too quickly, pushed the envelope too far, and his soul, his power, his shadow, all became pure magic. Well, now she takes a shot at it, but she does it on purpose because she realizes that that's the next level of awakening magic. It's the ability to ascend, to transcend magician, and become a sort of god. So now my question to you is, what do you think happens next? Because I'm glued to my seat no matter how immature I say this show is, because it really got me wondering, what is next? What happens at Breitbart? What happens at Fillory? Let me know down in the comments what you think. And do you think that Renard is the new villain? But now we've reached the part where I need to ask you to subscribe, like, and share this video to help me build up my viewer base and this community so that we can explore and take a look at all of the stories. One's about magic, one's about time travel, one's about fantasy, one's about sci-fi, and just in general stories as we walk through the heart of the stories we tell. Thanks for watching.